What's up, everyone? We are back for some more Mecha Braid gameplay. Gonna be playing as Welkin, the third and final melee-focused striker currently in the game, and we are gonna be playing on Mercury Shipyards, which is personally my favorite Welkin map, but he can do well on pretty much everything. And I am recording this before the servers go down for maintenance, and they have mentioned there may be some possible balance changes coming with that. So if anything changed to Welkin, I'm not gonna know about it, at least not right now. I'll know by the time this video goes live, but I won't be commenting it on this video. But I'm guessing Welkin will be largely unchanged. But speaking of changes, Welkin was probably the biggest winner coming from the previous beta. Got a lot of big buffs. Most people probably agreed. I know I personally thought that Welkin was the weakest striker in that previous beta. He could dish out some pretty decent damage like he can today, but he was absolutely a sitting duck. If anyone tried to shoot on him, his defenses were a lot lower. His different third ability, now he's got those spinning boomerang drones that float around him. He had a big laser, kind of like Inferno's second ability, focus fire on a single target, which did a lot of damage, but you were very immobile, and with those worse defenses, made you even more of a sitting duck. But nowadays, he's a lot tankier. I think they upped his defense in every category except Blast, which I think is the same, but overall, very high defenses in every category now compared to before. And you also got a new primary weapon. Before, it was kind of a wrist-mounted howitzer cannon, which I think had less range, and I don't think it hit as hard either. I didn't actually play a ton of Welkin because of how weak he seemed in that previous beta, so I don't really have the exact values to compare, but the new rocket launcher definitely feels a lot more impactful. And first and second abilities largely unchanged, and then, like I mentioned, the third ability, getting those boomerang drones. Complements Welkin's kit a lot more. I'm sure there's situations now that you're tankier where that focus laser could still be nice, but I think the boomerangs, even if they're kind of low in damage themselves, the fact that they can just disrupt enemies that are close to you, interrupt their movement, interrupt their melee attacks, really makes Welkin even better in his new kind of bully role of getting up on people and taking them out before they even have a chance to get away. And that's what we're trying to do here, this Narukami, as it's running away. The Keel in the skies as well. That is something Welkin can struggle with. You can try and get them in your box, in your Thunderdome, as I've heard some people call it, and try and kill them there. But if they're up in the sky, you're going to spend a lot of energy to get to them. And even if you get to them, if you try and hit them with like the spin move after getting them in the box, if they stay near the top of the box, it can be hard. So I'll look for it a lot during a match, but I'll be careful and not to use all my energy to chase him down, because Welkin can be a bit of a sitting duck if you're out of energy. That has not changed. You know, Panther's got that nice energy ability to get energy regen fast. He can keep going all the time. Alisna's similar to Welkin, can run out of energy and be in a tough spot, but you kind of get, you know, a second chance with your multiple lives. Come back from that. Welkin, if you're caught with your energy out, and if there are other melees around, you're probably just going to get slashed to pieces, so you do really have to be careful for that. So when something's a bit too far, I just try and poke away with the cannon. But right here, we got Stego landing on us, and this is one of the reasons I love playing Welkin. If you have problems with the turret strikers, Stego and Triceratops, Welkin is probably your best answer to that. Also really good against Hurricane, as you can see here, but that spin to win melee attack, it doesn't allow you to move very far. You're pretty immobile while it's going, but it does not care about anything. It goes through all shields, can't be parried by any of them, goes through all other melee attacks, can't clank with them, except for another spinning Welkin. So sometimes you get those goofy mirror matchups where you're Welkin on Welkin, and you're both trying to spin around, and it kind of just ends. You end up clashing off each other a lot, and then whoever gets the first spin to hit without the other one clashing with it is usually the one to win the fight. So sometimes I just try and avoid those and not engage Welkins when I see them like that, but it can be fun to try and get it to hit on them first and see if you can win those fights. But that is what I'm mainly going to be going for. I think that's your best source of damage, the spinning. The regular melees aren't bad, but they dig more into your energy reserves, and I do feel like they just have a harder time linking together compared to some other melees, but they do hit hard when you hit with them, so I will still be going for them sometimes. But I'm trying to get here really just using more of a defensive position, because I see this Panther is chasing my teammate, trying to spin in between the two of them, prevent him from chasing, and then go back to poking with the rocket launcher. I see the Keel on the ground, gonna go in on him, get him in the box. The box goes down pretty fast. He manages to fly away. Gonna try and poke him a couple times as he leaves, but like I said, that's a hard thing to chase. Keela is actually, I think, aside from melee strikers going for their kind of charge melee attack, I think Aquila is the fastest striker in the game. If you activate your mobility kit and use your regular boost midair, you can fly very, very fast. And even if I do somehow manage to catch him as Welkin, I'm going to be out of energy, so that's not really going to work. But see someone on the payload over here. It's Stego. Let's try and get on him. tried to do a couple melees. We got his shield up, and then I was going to go for the spin. That's another reason this map in particular is if you go for the spin move while on the ground next to the payload, it will hit anyone standing on it. So if people are trying to reverse your payload cart or move forward theirs, you don't even have to get up on top with them. You can just kind of spin at their feet, hit their toes, and they have to get off the cart if they want to avoid getting hit by that. So it's very good at harassing anyone on the objective. The cube, not so much. It's actually probably better on other maps objective-wise, because you can use that to like protect you while you're capping a point or activating the things on the Cape Blanc Observatory. But this one, if you put it on the cart and the cart is moving, you're gonna get pulled off it by your own cubes. So I guess you can kind of be you know, sneaky with that and use it on the enemy if they're on the cart, and just put your box on it and force them to fall off. But at that point, I'd rather be focusing on hitting them with the melee attacks. But I see the Hurricane over there. I was trying to do a regular melee actually, but I held it a bit too long. But now that I'm getting closer to him, I'm going to try and go for the spin. Hurricane will not be able to parry me with his shields there, with the reflector drones. So I'm going to finish him off. So yeah, I would say, if I mentioned Stego and Tricera as people that Welkin does really good against, Hurricane also, there's not really a whole lot he can do. He can just try and deal damage to you, but none of his defensive options are really going to matter if you're just spinning on him. But now they've got their Stego and their Panther on the cart, and I'm doing what I said before, just spinning at the base of the payload, hitting that Stego, forcing him to jump off, scaring away the Panther. He goes to chase someone else. Then I'm going to start pushing the cart of my own. We got these Panaka walls on here. I think they're actually pushing me up a little bit. I'm kind of having to hold forward here to stay on it, but we're about to get up to the next point, and we've got a pretty significant lead. Looks like some of our team is still back there harassing them, although they are starting to finally advance it a bit more. But most of us are up here pushing our own cart, taking out that Panther again. But this could be a little bit scary. The whole middle part of the map is a bit rough for snipers, and they do have both Aquila and Narukami. But now that we're getting into the final stretch, if they can set up on top of this big factory building here, then they will have good sight lines. So you do have to be careful of that. Spot the Narukami there, get one hit, and then cloaks away somewhere. And I'm going to try and turn my focus back to Aquila, but he's really doing a good job of keeping that distance, poking away. Free-firing some rockets. Managed to land one hit. You know, you're so used to everything locking on in this game that sometimes you forget how to aim, especially with something that has a little bit of lead time on the projectile. There's the other sniper again, taking out a Narukami clone. And it looks like the rest of their team is starting to show up. And a push past that drone from the Hurricane. See him there. Start to go for the spin. Walls are in the way, but I do connect. Combined with the boomerangs, we are just stun locking the hell out of him. No chance for him to get away. And that's a full kill there. Making it really rough for that Hurricane to do anything. Narukami spotted again. Get one little poke on him, and then someone takes him out. And I'm feeling pretty confident to go on the cart, but I see Panthers fighting down here. I think he's on my Tricera. See if we can scare him off together. Stego back again. He really wants to contest our cart. He's not as focused on moving theirs along, but really wants to contest ours. But I'm here to make that tough for him. And pursue again. He's running away. Get the jumping hit. And he gets finished off by my Inferno teammate. And we're still pushing the cart forward. Panther's trying to do what he can, but with so many of us here, especially combined with these Panaka shields, that are really just going to make so much of Panther's damage not connect with the target. It's really making it difficult for him to really contest as much as he'd like. Aquila also trying, floating off in that distance. I'm just hoping someone else will eventually go on him, because I'm having a hard time landing these rockets. But he's not going to be enough. Hurricane back again. Just going to keep spinning at the foot of the payload. Hit him there. He's trying to contest it, but nothing is going to stop Tricera plus Panaka. And that is going to be enough to get us the win. So very strong team push there. Enemy team really just fell behind at the start and was never able to come back. I think the double sniper did not work out too well for them there. Either way, a very good match. And we're seeing Panaka with the MVP, not an uncommon sight, becoming more and more common, I think, as more and more people realize how incredibly strong Panaka is. I'm personally kind of hoping Panaka gets hit with at least a little bit of a nerf if they're going to be doing this balance adjustment. I think it's a little too overtuned, and as more and more people realize that, it feels like you're running into Panakas every single game, including this one where we had one on each team, which of course isn't to speak poorly of Razgar's getting the MVP here. He definitely fought hard for that. A very high-scoring match all around on our team. A lot of very close scores, but that insane amount of repairing in addition to the damage was enough to put him over the top. But that is going to be it this time, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing some more Welkin gameplay. You have to tell me what other strikers you really want to see some gameplay for, because we still got some footage to show off. But thank you again, everyone, for watching, and I'll see you next time.